Hello everybody, welcome to a tutorial. This is a first for me. I've never done a tutorial before, but I just made a video. For those that are familiar with the channel and might watch my videos, I made a video earlier today where I talked about what I've been working on this week, and I was very excited about it, and I decided to make a video to help other authors that might be like me and might not know what they're doing and might be overpaying for stuff they should not be overpaying for. I'll give you guys like a brief recap because I really want to get on with this. I don't want to drag down the tutorial, but I've been publishing books for 5 years. I've rarely ever published anything I've ever made money on or even broken even on. A lot of what I've published, I've lost money on. And a big reason for that was paying for somebody to format my book and paying for the covers and all that sort of stuff when I could have been doing it on my own, and it's all here at my fingertips. So I will say though, the only part of this tutorial that I'm not going to actually go through and show you guys is actually getting the art, but it's super simple. Go sign up for Midjourney. It's an artificial intelligence art program. I know it's kind of divisive right now amongst people, but hey, it's a useful tool and you can make some beautiful covers. And um, so what I did was, so I had published these books that you could see here up on your screen. Um, I published them in 2021 and they're awful. Sorry, I know it's a little low res. I'm zooming in here for you guys to see, but they're kind of, I mean, they're okay, but they don't really look like real books. And after using Midjourney to generate some art, I have these new covers that you could see here now, and I'm uploading these books now to Amazon, and these actually look like real books now. Right now, at the time of recording this, I submitted the up to book 4 for the files, and you guys are going to join me as we go through and do book 5. But I went from these awful 5 covers that you see here that are kind of muddy, kind of as a thumbnail, they don't work, to these beautiful covers that they catch your eye and they work great as a thumbnail and they're just really awesome and they were free versus these ones. I paid an artist $150 to draw each cover. Each cover was 150 bucks. And then I, like an idiot, had paid somebody $250 to format each one of them. When I put in like 2,000 bucks into that series when I shouldn't have. And now I wanted to help you guys. So really, this is like after you've gotten your art. Go to Midjourney, play around with it, figure out how it works, get some art, all right? And then download it. Or if you're a graphic designer or artist and you're making your own art, get that art made. And then we're going to start with here. And I already downloaded this, but this was the big thing that was holding me back for so long when I wanted to self-publish my books. And I thought that formatting the cover and everything would be like so like impossible. And really what you do is you go here to kdp.amazon.com/cover-calculator. And it's so simple. You click on whichever one you're doing, paperback or hardcover, and then your interior type. For me, it's black and white. There's nothing color in my books. And then for paper type, I'm going with cream. You could choose cream paper or white paper. And then left to right, of course, for the page turn. And then my measurement is in inches. And my book, I always go with 5 1/4 by 8, but really that's your personal preference. I believe if you're doing a hardcover, you have to at least do 6 by 9. But my paperbacks are 5 1/4 by 8, but you pick whatever size is good for you. And then my page count for this book is 115 pages. And I also want to say that if you have not used Atticus yet, that you really do it, because I used Atticus to format my books. And this was another thing. Like I mentioned, I had paid somebody $250 to format each of my books. Atticus is 147 bucks, a one-time payment, and then you own it forever. You could format as many books as you need to. I do all my own formatting. You just format one of your own books alone, and it completely pays for itself. So format your book in Atticus, and that's how you'll get your page count. This isn't really much of an Atticus tutorial as much as it is formatting um your actual cover, but I'll just go through and I'll show you guys how you figure it out. You'll figure it out one of two ways. Either click export PDF right here in the bottom right corner, and then you'll get the PDF and it'll tell you how many pages it is. Or when you click here and you could view it on these different devices, how it would look. Like if you pick the Kindle Oasis, it's going to show you how it would look on that, or Kindle Fire, or you could click one of the different cell phones. But If you go up to the top here and click on print, then right here you'll see it says calculating page count. And that's gonna tell you how many pages the book is. I'm actually looking right now in Atticus at book 4 that I already formatted. I know this is gonna come out to 131 pages, but the book we're looking at is book 5 right here, the final chapter. This one's 115 pages. So get Atticus. It's real helpful. Sign up for Midjourney. Midjourney is $10 a month, $120 a year, and you get hundreds and thousands of images that you could use for these book covers. So once you've got that downloaded, I put it on my desktop, and then I always make sure to have a couple things done ahead of time. For instance, I already turned my ISBN into a barcode, as you can see here. And the way you do that, um, sorry, I don't mean to like derail. I know you guys were, I mean, you probably clicked on this to get right to the formatting, but all this stuff is important. The way you do that is you go to Kindlepreneur right here, this website. These are also the people that made Atticus. And you click on their right here under apps, click on, sorry, the advertisement's in the way. You click on barcode generator, you put in your ISBN, you could enter a price if you want the price to show up on it, and then you select how you want it exported. I just go with JPEG, and then you download it. So I make sure to have that done. I also make sure that I also have the text on my front cover and back cover already laid out. It doesn't have to be finished. But so here we are in paint.net. When you have paint.net, you have to, when you download this, you have to do one more thing. You have to download the extension to make you able to so what am I even saying? You have to download the extension that allows you to export these images as a PDF, because to upload the book cover to Kindle, you have to upload a PDF. If you're uploading for the ebook, you could upload a JPEG, but for the actual print book, it has to be a PDF. So right now we're going to click, as you can see in the top left, they have all these different things you could click on. We're going to click to the first one on the right side, which makes us a pointer thingy. And then we're going to go here to image. And well, actually, first let's actually go to open. Okay. You could open recent if you wanted to open a recent project you were working on, or you could just click on open in general. I'm going to go to open in general. I'm going here to my file of cover art. And as you can see, as I scroll through, there are a lot of versions and a lot of art I didn't use, some art I did use. And really, a lot of this is trial and error. But right now, what we want to open first and foremost, though, is actually we're going to be opening up the what is it called? The layout for let me click on it here. 115 pages. There it is. Okay. Yes, this is what we're opening up right here. This layout that we downloaded from over here on the cover calculator. When we get this template, that's what I was looking for, was template. But when we get that layout downloaded and we add it here into paint.net, double click on it, and then we're going to take the opacity and we're going to put it down. I usually move it to about here, to roughly halfway, but you could move it down further if you want, although it's kind of muddier and hard to see. um, you could keep it up higher, but it's a little harder to tell. So if you get it to right around like 130 something to 140 something, that's like the best, at least for me. Click OK, and then we're gonna add a whole bunch of layers, as we're gonna need them. And then I always move that one with the template called background. I move that one up to the top, and then we're gonna click back on layer 2. And layer 2, if we double click on it, we could rename it. I'm gonna name this one front cover. So that one's now front cover. We're going to go to File and Open. And then I'm going to click on my folder, and it's a folder within a folder, Folderception. We're going to click here, and then I'm going to scroll down to New Cover 5 with Text. And I already know I'm going to need to make an adjustment, but this is going to let me know just how much of an adjustment I need, because I know from doing the first 4 books that the subtitle here is way too high. It's going to be cut off because we have the gutter and all. And so we're going to end up lowering it. But for now, this is going to let me know how much I need to lower it. So now, when you open up a new image, and as you can see here at the top of the screen, you could click between these to go to different, I don't know if there's an exact term for it, but just the different files that are kind of open simultaneously. So right now, I'm viewing here the final chapter. This is book 5 of my series. You're gonna click the Control button and then All, and as you can see, that highlights it. And then Control C for copy. You're gonna click back here to get to the template. Make sure that you're clicked into front cover, because that's the layer it's gonna go to. We're gonna click Control V, and as you can see, that image is now here and it looks super tiny. We're going to click on this corner here to drag it across, and then you could lay it really in any of these corners that you want to start it with. And I don't know why, just kind of I like putting them here in the bottom left corner, and I put it there along the dotted line. So this template tells you everything you need to know about where your book needs to be or where the elements need to be. So we have to be here within the dotted line for the cover, and this space right here in the middle is our spine. The barcode, size, and location. I know they put it there. The location, it does not have to be there. I've been putting my barcodes in the bottom left instead of bottom right, but I'm making sure to have them around that suggested size of 2 inches by 1.2 inches. And so if you go through and you read like all these other details here, it tells you like all the definitions and stuff of the live area and the bleed and that sort of thing, and it also gives you a reminder here of the different dimensions of the books based on the options you selected. Now this is important. If we just click one of these corners and start dragging it, you see the art is becoming like completely distorted and taking different shapes. So we do not do that. So I'm going to let go of it and click this undo button and bring it back down. Hold down the shift key and then pull it, and then it doesn't distort the art. And then drag it till it fits. So you might have to play around with it and adjust it, because if I drag it to here, there's still that little length at the top. So I let go of it, hit shift again, and then drag it up some more, and you just kind of gotta play around with it to get it to be like completely like within those dots. And yeah, you gotta we'll move it over just slightly because we want to make sure that we have the room there on the spine and that the cover doesn't overflow over that dotted line. So it might be a little bit hard to see because when you have an image selected, there's this, kind of flashing like rectangle around it or whatever, this flashing thingy to move it around takes its shape. If you just hit the escape button, it takes that away. And now you could see where exactly your cover is. And you could zoom in and see where you are. If you're anywhere like on the dotted line or just a little bit past it, you're pretty much fine with it like this. And then zooming out, now you can see what you need to do. So I know here that the title is too high. I gotta lower it down. And so we're gonna go to File and Open, and we're gonna scroll down for a certain file type that I saved this as. So, well, it's gonna be a little bit easier to explain once I open up this file right here, which is cover 5, paint.net master. And when I open that up, it brings us here. So the first one we looked at is just the flat image. It's just the JPEG. See on the layers, it just says it's just labeled as background. That's all the layers combined. But this is the master. So first when you save the images, save the master first, and then you'll save the JPEG. So here we are with the master. So you can see it's made up of all these different elements. I'll click through them and show you guys. So the first one is background. That's the art itself. If I took that away, you would just have the text. Layer 2 did not label it for some reason, but that's my name. So if I click it off, my name's gone. Subtitle, self-explanatory. The title, I actually split it up into 3 layers. You could combine these layers once you're done, and I'll actually do that for you guys. So see, so the was on a different layer because I wanted to make it smaller than final, and then I wanted to make final smaller than chapter. But if we click this button right here, which is merge down, then they're all on one layer. Right there. That's just titled the, but I'll retitle that to title for you guys to see. So now, clicking back here, we see that the subtitle's too high. So now when we're back in the master, we could either, and make sure you click into the subtitle layer, we could either move it around freehand like that and place it wherever we want. I'm going to click undo. Or you could just use the arrow keys, and I'll just use my arrow key to move it down a bunch, and down a bunch, and down a bunch, just to be safe. And then now that I've moved that down, I kind of want to move the title down just a little bit to give it some space. So I clicked back into the title layer, and I'm just moving it down just like that. So now click the escape button. Now what we're gonna do is file, save as, and then here I'll save it as Cover 5 PDN Master version 2. And that saves it as this master. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save as, and I'm gonna save it. I'll select JPEG, and I'm gonna put new cover 5 with text version 2 and save that. When you save that, it's going to bring this up. Just click OK. It's going to ask you to if you want to flatten it, and that combines all the layers into one. I click OK because I saved my master, so I could open up the master anytime and get back to it. Or if you didn't save the master and then you just saved it as a JPEG, and then you're like, oh no, just click the undo button, and all those layers are brought back. So I'm going to click redo to shrink it back down to one layer. Now what we're going to do, Control A to highlight all of it, Control C to copy it, and then we're going to come back here, and let's go to layer 3, and I'll rename this as front cover version 2. Let's click off of the first version of front cover for a second, so it hides it, and then let me paste in here version 2. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it into the bottom corner, about so. Make sure you hit the shift key, and then we're going to pull it, bring it up here and fill it up, and then I'll pull it up top a little bit more like so. And then it's always like helpful to like zoom in, and you could go down and see there's just this tiny super tiny hardly even noticeable length at the bottom. I'll just drag it to fill it like that, and that's just helpful just to make sure like you're zooming in and looking at the sides, making sure you've got it completely filled. And then now when we zoom back out, we'll see that we fit within this thing completely. The subtitle no longer cuts off. So if I click that off and then put us back to front cover version 1, you see it's cut off, and then version 2 is not. So we'll keep that one off. And then layer 4, we'll go with back cover. So we'll go to File, Open, and then let's see, 5 back cover version 2. Let's open that up, and it opens here, and Control All, Control Copy, and then we'll paste it. So now, same thing, I kind of just drag them into the bottom left corner, and then hit the shift button, and then we'll pull it up till it gets to right around there, and then I'll bring that up and hit escape, and I could already see without zooming in, but I'll zoom in for you guys to see it. I'll zoom in, and you can see there's still that little length there at the bottom, so I'll click back into it, hit the shift button, and let's pull it down a tiny bit to fill it up. And yes, that all looks good to me. It all looks full. So now what we're gonna do is layer 5, and I'll name this one like black for spine, and that's because the spines in my books, they're all just black. So I'll zoom out a bit, and this is a bit of a cheat code of sorts. So if you have certain elements that are like the same or roughly the same on all your covers, if it's like a certain subtitle or your name is all in the same place, or something with your spine is all in the same place, you could open one of the previous masters and copy and paste that over. So I will open up, I think I already passed the masters, but let me see. Where's my master of book 4? We'll go with book 4. Or actually, no, let's go with book 3, actually. No, book 4 is a good one. No, I was thinking about which one had the smaller spine, and it was book 3. I want to go with one that had a normal spine because I had to do a little shrinking for book 3. So let's go with book 4. So now I opened up the master here, and as you can see, in this master, I had black for spine as one, my name is one, title is one, ISBN is one, and then everything else, front cover, back cover. So right now what I want is the black for spine. This was really just something I made in Microsoft Paint where I just put a rectangle, filled it with the paint bucket to black, saved it on my desktop, and that's just the image. So now while we're clicked into the layer of black for spine on my previous master, we'll click Control A, and then we'll click back here into the what we're working on, and black for spine. We'll click Control V. Oh, No, I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? I didn't have it highlighted, did I? Nope, I did not. So let's just undo till that's out. Let's see, black for spine. Control A and control copy. I don't think I hit control copy. I think I was getting a little ahead of myself. But here, control V, and it'll ask us if we want to expand canvas or keep canvas size. Click keep canvas size because we already have the template from Kindle. We don't want to mess that up. And see, it fills it in with the black spine. So let's click escape to get out of there. And if you want to check how your progress is going and how the book is looking, just uncheck the background tab right there that has the template. And you can see how it's all coming together. And just look at that. It's so beautiful. It's almost ready. So now we're going to click on layer 6. And you could put it as like name, or you could just put your name. My name's Nasser. We'll just call it Nasser. And so I'll go back here to the previous master for the Curse of Raven Hill, and I will click on my name, and I will do Control A, and then Control C to copy it, and then I'll come back over here, and then Control V, and keep canvas size, and it places it there in the same spot. Let me click Escape and let me zoom in so we could check if we are within the lines. Yeah, we're within the lines, but I kind of want to move it over just slightly because the spine thickness is a little bit different. So even though it's in the same general place as, the previous book, you have different guidelines and a different template for all these books. So you might be like a little bit up or a little bit down, but you want to just adjust it, keep it in a good spot for you. So now that we've done that, let's zoom out. Let's adjust it and let's click escape. And then layer 7, we are going to add the title and put it on the spine. So click here on the left side. You can see they have these two columns. We'll click on text, which is the last one here on the left side. And then you could click anywhere. And it keeps the format of either what you last used, if you had already typed something, or if you're starting fresh like we are, it has it as default. So if I type here, you're not really going to see it because it's in black and a lot of the cover is black. I'm going to change the color over here in the bottom left. I'm going to click on that white box to make it white because we also want to be uniform. I've had white text on all the spines. And then we're going to put it in bold because I've had all of them bold. I've kept them all in 12-point font. And then I'm gonna find whichever one I've been using. Use whatever font you like or what looks professional. We'll go with extra old, and then we'll go with, and we'll type out the name, The Curse, or no, actually, no, what am I even saying? Am I even formatting the right book? The Final Chapter. Curse of Raven Hill was the one before this. We're gonna click Escape. And now we have to make sure we click back on the arrow, which is the first one on the right column in this floating box on the left here. Because if we left it in text, it would make another text box and it would keep it on the same layer, and we don't want that or need that. So go back to the arrow. And now click back on the final chapter, click on your title. And as you can see, it'll have, the highlighted thingy. I know this is a tutorial and I don't even know all the words, but it has this highlighted thingy around it. So that helps you to adjust it. If you raise it above the dotted edge here, above the dotted box, it'll give you these two arrows that are like curved. Click down and hold that and then start to move it. And then that'll make the text move however you need it to. I need to be straight on its side. So then I take it and I put it about here. I'm going to zoom in. Well, first I'm going to click escape so I don't accidentally move it. And I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to make sure I have it exactly how I want it. And now I'll click it again and I'll move it around and make sure it's how I like it. Make sure it's in like the center of the black and make sure that it's in the right exact spot. I like to have like a little length up here, a little length of the spine, and then I like to have the title, and then I like to have like, a blank spine, and then I like to have my name here towards the bottom, and then a little length right there of black at the end. That's just how I do them. You guys do them however you want. And so then I zoom out, and then we're almost done. We need one more layer. So I'm gonna add new layer. Here we are. Well, layer 7, let me rename that as title. You can name that, the title of your book or just title. And then layer 8 will go with ISBN. And so now file, we will open. And I'm going to go over here where I have the ISBNs, and this is book 5 ISBN. So open. And now what we're going to do, we're going to click on image. Right here we have file, edit, view an image. We're going to click on resize. And then here we're going to, under print size, it has the width and height. So width, we're going to go with 2 inches. And then height, we're going to go with 1.2. Oops, 1.2. Click OK. And then there you have it, resized. I don't really save these resizes. You can if you want to. There's no need to. Like I don't have any master or version of this saved, just because I have the generic barcode and I don't really. The barcodes are the ones where I've never done a version 2 of. But same thing like we did for bringing over the other art or the other elements of the previous master. Control button and A. That highlights it. Control and C. And then we come back here and Control and V. And then click on this right here to drag it down. And you can put it in any corner here of this yellow box. And make sure you hit Shift. Hold down Shift as you expand the size. And then I get it to fill about that yellow box. And then I move it around wherever I want within the guidelines. Don't put it over the red. But I like to put it right around here. And then Escape. And then click off a background. And look, we put it all together, and I will zoom in for you guys to see some more of the details here of the cover. So we've got the back cover here, and the text is all within the guidelines, and it all matches up. It's all lined up. Everything is beautiful. The spine is how I want it, and I'm also making sure to double check and reread for typos because I've had to do different versions because, oh no, typos, but I'll just go through and I'll make sure like everything's fine. It's, a good distance from the top here, the name on the spine, the final chapter. I'll go through and see if maybe I need to make it bigger or smaller, but I'll go through and I'll just do a close up pass at it like this. And then I'll make sure to double check everything here with the grid again and make sure that there's no like length of cover that's accidentally like off template or anything. And then once that's done, I click off of background and everything is together and file, save as, and then I'm going to click back into here under cover art, or I could actually put it under print files, but I'm going to put it here under cover art. And we are going to title this Book 5 Wrap Master. There we go. So if we ever need to come back to this and do another change, that master is saved. So you will have all these elements again. You will have front cover versions 1 and 2, back cover, black for spine, your name and title, ISBN, and the template. All there. Now we're going to click File and Save As. And we're going to put it as a PDF because that's what it needs to be. And we're going to call it Book 5 Wrap. And you can either leave it at that or put version 1. I started putting version 1 because I had so many where I'm like, I'll just save it as the title. I won't need another version. And then 8 versions later. So here we go with version 1 and save. And there you have it. That's how you put it all together. Just got to click through these and click OK. And then it'll save it as a PDF. And then you just upload it to Kindle and bam, like you've got your book and you didn't pay anybody a single cent. And like, guys, I know like less about anything than anybody on the planet, but this took like a couple days of like getting the hang of, asking my editor Roy some questions about Paint.net because he's the one that told me about it. And you just ask a few questions, you mess around with this thing, like you get the hang of it, like you could produce your own covers and you don't need anybody's help. And you could drastically lower all your costs down to basically zero. So that way you're not fighting for, I need 800 sales to break even, and then I could make money after that, after 800 sales. Like, no, stop clowning. Just do the work. Like, I know this takes a bit of time, and there's a lot of trial and error. Like, I know this is a long video. Probably, what are we at? Half an hour? Yeah, half an hour. I know this is long, and I've done like so many just fails and a lot of trial and error, but it took me about 5 attempts. Those 5 attempts each took me like 10 hours. Well, the first four attempts took me like 10 hours to get it down to this, to like half an hour. We're breezing through this. You still have to go through and make the front cover and back cover tests and stuff. I just decided to do this one, have those already ready, but I'm definitely gonna do another tutorial. Maybe we'll put together like a fake book. Like we'll put together like a fake book and I'll take you guys from like step 1 to step like 30, and we'll go through and we'll like publish like a well, we won't publish it, but I'll go through and like show you guys like putting together the front cover and back cover and all that sort of stuff. But this is like the first tutorial. I'm just really excited. I know I said a lot of stuff and there might have been some stuff I might have glossed over, some stuff I could have explained better, but I'm excited about this and I really want to share this information with people because I wasted like $13,000 publishing books that nobody bought, nobody cares, they sucked, you know, or I wasted a lot of money on good books that I didn't find an audience for them, and I part of it is because I wasted money on bad covers, and like I just I'm just tired of losing money, and I think there's a lot of people out there losing money publishing their books, but all this to say, if you've stuck around with me for this whole thing, and I don't know really if anybody would, but if you have, I have my books on Amazon, of course, but I also have my comic book, Brutus issue 2. This is down below in the description. We've got 21 days to go. We're at $8,020, guys. We have 2 issues here, Brutus, that are all completely done. They are just being lettered right now. We've got the limited edition, actually 2 different limited edition, Brutus the Championship belt buckles. Let me scroll down and find them for you here. This is the Platinum Edition, limited to 250 copies. This belt buckle is signed by both me and Donald, the artist. And then this one right here, limited to just 25, is the Gold Edition. I think I might have just said the buckle is signed. No, the COA is signed and it comes with the buckle. But you guys could get both issues of our comic book and the belt buckle. And look at this. Don't you want to look awesome like Brutus with the awesome, huge belt buckle? I know you guys want to. So that's down in the description, guys, as well as my books on Amazon. I am just so happy, guys, that I was able to go from paying, hundreds of dollars on these awful covers that were not going to sell a single copy. Like, look, these books here, I really like. I really like The Christmas Morning Massacre. I love the sequels to it. I had a blast writing this series, and I think the covers were a huge part of why they didn't sell. And now that I have these covers right over here, and these are Jeez. No, I don't want notifications. But now that I have these covers here, once these are all back up now, I think I'm gonna have a lot more sales, and I will keep you guys posted on how it goes. But these covers were free, or just about. I mean, I paid $10 to use Midjourney this month, and I'm definitely gonna make $10 back on these books, and it is well worth the investment. I will probably end up having an Atticus tutorial for you guys as well. I'm gonna go through and think of some different things to do, and I know this was kind of like a huge tutorial where I'm like rambling, but I do want to take you guys from like the start to the end, so maybe I'll do some smaller videos breaking this all down, but for now, I'm just excited, like super excited, and I just wanted to like share this with you guys, so thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. See you, everybody.